Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here. Hope you guys are doing well. First and foremost, before we get into this video, I really want to thank you guys for the support. You guys have really showed out in the last few days and I really do appreciate it. It means more to me than you guys know, so thank you very much. Thank you to everybody who's liked a video, who's commented on a video, or who's watched a video. I really notice the support and I'm very grateful. So shout out to you guys first and foremost. But let's get into some boxing talk. Now, on the 29th of June, Matchroom USA have a show in Rhode Island. And the show is headlined by Demetrius Andrade versus Maciej Sulecki. That fight is for the WBO middleweight title that is held by Andrade. I think that's a great fight. I certainly believe that's Andrade's toughest fight at middleweight to date. So don't get it twisted, I really like the main event. I think it's a very good fight and it's one I'm looking forward to certainly. But a fight has been added to the undercard and that fight is between Joseph Parker and Alex Leapai. Obviously Joseph Parker is on the comeback trail from back-to-back defeats to Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte. He did have a bounce-back fight back in December, I believe. He won that fight by early knockout, and now he's having another bounce-back fight in America against Alex Leapai. Now, this fight is also Joseph Parker's first fight with Matchroom. To me, I can't lie, I really do believe this is a weak opponent for Joseph Parker. Now, on short notice, I didn't expect anybody dangerous, but Alex Leapai really is a poor opponent. I mean, Leapai was a fringe contender years ago. He pulled off an upset win over Denis Boistov. That was in the back end of 2013. That's how he got his shot at Vladimir Klitschko. Boistov was #1 contender, and then Leapai beat him to become mandatory. He got that Klitschko fight. He got absolutely destroyed, and you know, he took a beating that night. After that Klitschko fight, he continued his career and got soundly outboxed by Malik Scott, and he also got outboxed by Manuel Charr. After those 3 consecutive defeats, he retired, but he made a comeback in 2017, and he's had a few low-level fights since then. And now, at 39 years old, without a quality win in 6 years, he's fighting Joseph Parker. I mean, Alex Leapai is made to order for Joseph Parker to look good against. He comes forwards in straight lines with very little head movement, poor defense, and he's really there to be hit, especially by straight punches. You know, the guy in his career, he took a lot of punishment. You know, you go back to that Vladimir Klitschko fight, he got knocked out badly in that fight, or he got beat up. Also against Kevin Johnson, he got stopped by Kevin Johnson in his prime. This is the type of fighter we're talking about when we discuss Alex Leapai. You know, Alex Leapai is a guy Joseph Parker should have been fighting on the come-up before he won a world title. Not now. Joseph Parker is a top 10 heavyweight, and in my opinion, this is a bit of bad matchmaking. Yes, Parker will look good, but Alex Leapai at this stage of his career, he really doesn't belong in the ring with somebody like Joseph Parker. Fair enough, maybe against up-and-coming prospects, you could use Leapai, but not for world-level fighters at this stage, in my opinion. You know, the original opponent was Eric Molina. I think Molina would have been a better choice. Not that I rate Molina, I think Molina is pretty poor, but he's been more active in recent years. He's fought at a higher level more recently than Alex Leapai, and I also believe Eric Molina is younger than Leapai, so don't get it twisted. I'm not saying Molina was a good opponent because, again, he was made to order for Joseph Parker, but he's a little bit better than Alex Leapai at this stage, and maybe even arguably more credible. So there we go. I would prefer, or would have preferred, Eric Molina, but we are left with Alex Leapai. I mean, I'm sure they could have got a tougher guy than Leapai. You know, even a guy who's not as well known. You know, somebody who has a bit of ambition, somebody who's willing to go a few rounds, but Leapai is going to get harpooned like a whale, honestly. Those straight punches, boom, knockout, good night. The guy's getting stopped, the guy's getting beat up, and I think it's a bit of bad matchmaking by Matchroom, to be quite honest. No way Alex Leapai at this stage should be in there with a world level fighter. Interestingly enough, Michael Hunter, he put his hand up to be considered to fight Joseph Parker, but you know, Matchroom USA didn't want any part of that. That would have been a great fight. You know, Michael Hunter versus Joseph Parker. I know realistically that's not going to happen because it's short notice, but what I will say is I really like the fact Michael Hunter always puts his hands up for fights, you know, even if it's short notice. This guy will fight anybody, and I believe him. I don't believe he was clout chasing. I believe he would have fought Joseph Parker, and yeah, I've got a lot of time for Michael Hunter, and I believe Michael Hunter versus Joseph Parker is a really good fight. You know, after this comeback fight or debut fight for Matchroom for Parker, why not make Parker versus Hunter? That's a really good fight between two fighters in their primes, between two real skilled heavyweights. So yeah, I really like the idea of Joseph Parker versus Michael Hunter, but maybe another day. For now, we have Joseph Parker versus Alex Leapai, and I get the fact he wasn't supposed to be fighting anybody dangerous in this fight, but you know, I'm still disappointed, I can't lie. But yeah, share your thoughts below. Tell me how you feel about this fight. Peace.